Welcome back, everyone, to Open Mic. I'm Mike Mooney, the marketing chair for NSA Carolinas, and this is the series that's bringing you the chapter business voices and news that are here to help you drive your speaking business forward. So glad that you're joining us, and absolutely thrilled to have Lenora Billings-Harris with us today. She's an absolute legend within NSA. She's a CPAE, was former NSA Nationals president as well. Lenora, thank you so much for making the time to be with us today and talk to our chapter about your upcoming event.
It's absolutely my pleasure. It's what a delight. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, we are too. So your event is coming up on May 15th at 9 a.m. And the topic on this, I love, love, love the title on this. I'm going to read it so then we can kind of unpack it a little bit. I'd love to learn sort of like the origin of this and how it came about. But it's embrace the change, 15 plus, so more than 15 plus sticky strategies that engage today's diverse audience. I love so much about this because we are going through immense change right now on so many levels within this country, our businesses, personally, emotionally. But I also love the way that we're talking about strategies and today's diverse audience. So can you like take us through where this came from?
Sure. So, as you can imagine, having been a past president, leading up to presidency, and then after, and it was quite a while ago, I was president in 2006, 2007, I was frequently asked to speak to chapters. And my topic, when you think of it, diversity, equity, and inclusion seems really serious. And
Yeah.
it is serious, but I believe adults learn best when they're having fun and when they're not feeling threatened. And
Mm.
so when I thought about what could I share with our NSA community that could be helpful to them, what came across, what I realized was, oh, they're not diversity experts. And so
Mm.
our members need to know what are some of those subtle things that they can do to really cause every audience member to lean in. Those things that show they get it. You don't have to be an expert, but the session is going to be about uncovering those things that you can very easily do in your presentations, whether they're in person or virtual, that will help your audience members know that you know they are there, regardless
Right.
of what package they come in. So whether they're male or female or people of color or disabled, whatever it is, I'll be sharing those tips. So when I started thinking about what I do in my own presentations, I counted them up. I looked at one of my videos one day and I'm like,
Like, wait a minute.
oh, I
Yeah.
kind of do a lot of things that I really hadn't thought about.
Yeah.
And now now I make them specific so that other people
Great.
can see them. And it is more than 15. And I want people to be able to talk to each other so that they
Great.
can help each other uncover what they're already doing in addition to what I'll be sharing with them.
That's fantastic. It sounds like it really is an extension of the work that you're doing with Ubuntu Global, which is your organization. You've had that company now for over 25 years, focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this is really coming from your real life experiences that you've put into play and seen the success, right? Of what's worked, what hasn't, maybe helping people, maybe cross or create bridges across the gaps that they may not even know exist, right? Because oftentimes
Mhm.
I would imagine, I mean, as speakers, it's our goal to understand the audience, but now I believe like the responsibility put on the shoulders of speakers is to really understand more than just the content, but more about where people are coming from.
Yes. And in fact, we'll start right out dealing with the elephant in the room. Why is
Mm.
it uncomfortable to talk about these kind of things? And then I'll
Yeah,
share why it is very
that's great.
quickly. And one of the other things that I will share is why it's more important than ever for our professional speakers to know a little bit about what their clients are paying attention to. I'm not talking just people in the audience,
Mm.
but what executives are paying attention to, what commitments they've made as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion, because they expect us as professional speakers to already know this. Now, it's not fair if, if your topic's customer service or your topic is technology, it's not fair, but who said life was fair anyway, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to peel that back for you, show you some examples of some trouble companies have gotten into that you've seen because it's been on the media,
Yeah.
and therefore why they're expecting you to already know this. And by the way, this is not a scary topic. What I'll be sharing with you are very easy things to apply. And like I said before, you don't have to be an expert in DEI.
Mhm.
You just have to do a few things more that show you're different than those other public speakers, because I differentiate the two. You're different than public speakers.
Public
You're
versus professional.
professional.
Yeah.
We're professional speakers.
I love it. I love it. This is going to be an amazing experience, and I use that word very intentionally. It's going to be an experience for our members, and again, that's May 15th. This is a free event for our members, so there's no excuse for people not showing up. It's just a matter of investing in yourself and the time to invest in you and your practice. Um, Lenora, this is something to you're going to unpack a lot, and I really believe this is sort of from my background, being an athlete, for growing up and playing sports, is that I really believe that your performance on the field is dictated by how you show up in the first place. And I'm curious, like from your perspective, for people to get the most out of what you're going to be sharing with us on the 15th. What would you recommend, or are there any thoughts of how they might prepare, maybe in their heads or their hearts, to really be open and ready to
Sure. Thank you so
soak this
much for
up?
asking that question.
Yeah.
Because what I find, even with my clients, when I'm presenting and then we have a Q&A, their questions are much more broad than the specifics of what I've shared,
Mm,
which is no problem, of course,
right.
because of all the things that are going on in the world today. And so one of the things I would suggest or invite you to do if you want to take the time is I created something called More Than Just Talk. Zoom forums. And
Okay.
I'll tell you when we actually have the meeting why I started it. But nevertheless, there are several on my website now. So if you go to ubuntuglobal.com and click the forum button, you can click on one of those topics that you're curious about. So that
Nice.
way, when you come to, and what I do is similar to what we're doing right now. I'll have a guest. That guest is the expert,
Right.
and we're talking about various aspects of diversity and inclusion. Most of them are very specific to race because of everything that's going on in our country right
Of
now.
course.
But my point is that if you go to that and even just listen to one, you'll get some answers to some of the burning questions you have, that just as a person right now in our country,
Yeah.
beyond how you would be presenting. With that foundation, I think you'll really be able to have an open mindset about what
That's
we're
great.
going to be doing.
I love that. So again, it's ubuntuglobal.com. Click on the forum links there. I'd really encourage everyone to do that in advance, because Lenora, you're right. This is a topic that gets people nervous, and I love the way that you're bringing it to us in a way that's going to be educational, entertaining, and relatable, right? With practical tools and applications. We all need that very much so. So with that in mind, anything else you'd want to add, or let the viewers know in advance of the event?
I just come, expect to have some fun. We
Great.
can laugh as we're going through this, and there will be a prize.
Okay.
So, and I'm not
Excellent.
selling you anything. It's
It's not wait till the end and then
right.
okay.
Well, you got to be there at the end to get the prize,
Perfect.
but I don't have any products for speakers, so I won't be selling anything.
All right. All right. So really, it's come as you are. Come with an open mind, open heart, maybe a lot of paper, pads, pens to write with, and just soak up your knowledge. This is going to be fantastic. So again, the event is May 15th, 9 a.m. You can go to nsacarolinas.org. Go to the events or upcoming events tab. You'll see the event on there. Click register, free for our members. Friends, this is just another way that our chapter is looking to invest and trying to invest in our community as we continue to work shoulder to shoulder through these challenging times. And we're going to get through this together. because remember that the mantra we live by is we is greater than me. So you've got a community around us, and we're so fortunate to have you, Lenora, as a voice, not only with us on the event, but also within our chapter as well. So thank you so much for giving us the time today to share this.
My pleasure. Look forward to seeing everyone.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, cheers, and until the next episode, let's keep after it and do our best work. Thanks so much.